how's it hanging, folks? I'm Robert, the Ignorant Entrepreneur, hoping to bestow upon you some knowledge about achieving grants. Today I have Shane here, someone who wrote their first grant application over 10 years ago and has a lot of experience in this field. He's going over the top 5 best grants to start a business. No long introductions here. Let's get started. There's a lot of information out there designed to waste your energy, time, and money. And usually it's from people who try to charge you for this sort of thing. So I made this video in order to help save you from wasting time and hopefully get started on your way to some free cash. And who doesn't like free cash? All right, let's go.
So the best way to get a grant for starting a small business is actually to start with your local, either city or county, as they have special offices that are set up by elected officials to do 2 things. 1, to keep them elected, and 2, to attract people to start a business and help the economy flourish. So these websites that they set up are going to be different in every single state. The government is not going to advertise free money to people. You have to do that work in order to find them, but that means that 99% of people aren't going to do the work and they'll never find this free resource. But I'm going to show you how, and the first thing I want to mention is all of these websites are going to end in .org. So just for the purposes of this video, let's say you live in Hawaii, because the weather sucks outside and I wish I was in Hawaii, and you're looking to start a business there. So the first thing you want to do is you want to type in Hawaii Small Business Development Center, and boom, it's the first one that pops up. You'd click on that and they'll help you do basically anything you need to do as a small business, whether that be finding loans to start a business, grants, consulting, helping with taxes, accounting, and the list goes on and on and on. So starting local is the most important thing, and that is the most important step for finding grants in your area. Now the next thing you want to do is to use good old Google to find opportunities, and remember, only click on the ones that end in .org. So for instance, you might type in Small Business Grants Hawaii and then see what pops up, and you might find opportunities that you missed in the last step. And you want to type in things that apply to you specifically. So for instance, let's say you're someone who doesn't make very much, like let's say you're unemployed. Maybe you would type in Low Income Business Grants Hawaii. And if you want to start a food business, maybe you would type in Hawaii Food Business Grants on Google. And let's just say you're a felon, well, there's grants specifically for that as well. I think you get the idea here. Another keyword that you should look for when you're searching in Google is accelerator organizations. And these are basically organizations that will give you money because they think that your idea is going to help out the state. Now, the next step after doing this is to call your elected congressman by going to votesmart.org. And this is really awesome because these congressmen want to get reelected, and so they have entire teams of people that are answering phone calls pretty much all around the clock, and they will do research for you. They'll do basically anything you want them to because the congressmen want to get reelected. And a lot of the time they will have, secret back office numbers, or they'll have connections to different important people that know what grants and opportunities are available. So go ahead, skip the middleman, and just do it for free. Now, the next thing you want to do on the list is you actually want to go to your local library and check with them to see what grants are available. And the reason for this is because libraries oftentimes will have very, very expensive databases that they pay thousands and thousands of dollars a year in order to keep updated. Sometimes these librarians are so bored that they'll just do the research for you. Now, after you've exhausted all of those resources, the next step is to go to your state or federal government, and these grants are going to be much more competitive because more people know about them. But with that being said, these are still really great to apply for, and sometimes these are some of the better grants that offer more money. So you might be good to go at this point, but if not, that's totally fine. Apply for these as well. Another great one here is NIST.gov, which is basically an organization that will audit your business, and then they'll give you a free half day of consulting that would usually cost about $5,000. They'll do it for completely free, and then if you need anything beyond that, they'll do it for a fraction of the price that any other organization, like big consulting companies like McKinsey, for instance, anything like that, they would charge much, much more. And there are a bunch of government organizations like these that you can find, and they're much, much easier to find than local organizations, so a lot more people are gonna know about them, but at the same time, these are still worth it for you to apply to.
This is the Ignorant Entrepreneur here. Hopefully I was able to introduce you to some insightful knowledge, and you'll be able to use this. Please comment below on your thoughts, subscribe, and I'll see you later.